So, Arkanoid. Arkanoid is one of those games I never bought. And it kind of falls in the same category as Bubble Bob. So, and I did buy Bubble Bobble, even if it was only for the C64 and not for my ST or Amiga 1000 back then. So, but if I had bought Bubble Boy, Arkanoid, not Bubble Bobble, it would have been played with my Atari VCS paddle controllers. Now I must have still liked the Atari 2600 because, wait for it, and I'm not going to have any cheats on, because I bought an Atari 2600 Junior. So even in, let's say 1987, I still cared that I couldn't play my Atari games, or that I didn't have a working Atari. I can't remember how often I would have taken the Atari out, but I must have noticed at some point that the Atari stopped working. So I do remember opening it up, because there's these like round, flat, spongy discs that go over the you know, those polished aluminium switches, because I had a 6-switch Woody. I had a Woody for Atari. No. Yeah, that's fine, and yeah. Now Martin Galway, he kind of done the same thing with the music as Bubble Bobble. I think the music on Bubble Bobble on the C64 is better than the arcade. But this is phenomenal. He's taken it to a new level. This tune has nothing to do with Arkanoid. And yet it's got that beatbox vibe, you know. That kind of farting noise that, you know, the Americans like to do. Beatboxing. You know, like the Police Academy movie, that guy made all them sounds. That was a dream for some people, maybe even me, because I did like that character. But yeah, this is of its time, you know. You've taken an arcade game that's very simple. You've done everything you possibly can to bring the arcade experience home, because, you know, the C64 only does 160 by 200 resolution in multicolour mode. But, you know, you got this lovely tune that's kind of like, it's kind of mellow and funked up. It's, for me, this is the closest Galway got to doing what Hubbard did quite often. So if you look at Hubbard tunes, they're quite funky. I used to have a word for it, but I don't know, it's a bit of a mash-up of styles, and Hubbard did that a lot. So, and there are samples in this tune, so I'll stop it there because it goes into demo mode. So yeah, I don't really know why I didn't buy this game, but you know, this whole selection of videos is going to be games I would have liked to have had at whatever Christmas that was going on. Looks like 1986. So I guess in 1986 I just had too much to buy, because we've done the 1986 season, and you know, that was always a problem. And I'll tell you something, I swear to God, I've gone through every game from 1980 and 1981 for the VCS, and between Christmas 1981 and September, well, let's just say January 1981, I can only find one game that I had. I haven't forgot enough to like look at a game on the list and think, you know, and not remember owning it or playing it at least once. Because, you know, I didn't really make a list, so it doesn't make sense to me. Are the dates wrong on Atari Mania? Atari Age doesn't even have any dates. I can't think of any other website I could go to which would list all the Atari VCS cartridges released in the UK in 1981. So is there a problem there? Because I can't believe that I only had 4 games at Christmas 1981. Because I got Defender for Christmas 1981, I know that. I'm pretty sure my mate got Defender as well, because I seem to remember us both getting exactly the same game, so I couldn't swap. But I do remember 3 games that I borrowed. Haunted House was one. Asteroids was another, off a different mate who later got a ZX Spectrum. So yeah, I don't know actually. But yeah, I would have played this with paddle controllers and I would have bought it and I would have enjoyed it. But you know, when you look at the game, it's like it's Pong, it's Breakout. You know, it doesn't matter how good it's been done. So the jitteriness is less on this game because they're doing something. They're doing something to compensate for, you know, the variability. So I don't really want to blitz these mint condition paddles with, you know, contact cleaner or whatever it's called. God damn it. I was doing much better yesterday. I got all the way to the Space Invader level when I was testing out the paddles. Because I had to test out the paddles to make sure they were working reasonably well enough. Excuse me. For the sniff, nothing else, don't worry. Not that they're smell-o-vision anyway, but I don't do that. So this is quite a relaxing game. It's kind of on a level with, you know, sitting down and playing leaderboard for ages. I did have leaderboard. So this is one of the very few games where it's like, you know what, if I just had that spare, you know, 10 quid, I would have bought it. But there was always something good coming out, almost on a monthly basis. On average on a monthly basis. So on average, basically, I never had enough pocket money to buy all the games I wanted, and this is a casualty of that situation, really. Ah! But yeah, everything about this game is top notch. It's plenty colourful enough, there's no problem there. Thanks to the ingenious invention of colour RAM, which actually the VIC-2 chip came before the Spectrum ULA, so you know, attribute RAM is more likely to be a copy of colour RAM, although I don't know if they actually knew what Commodore were doing at Sinclair Radionics, where they designed their computers. I couldn't tell you, mate. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't believe the Amstrad version supports paddles, so I'm not interested in any version that doesn't have support for paddle controllers. Mouse is not an acceptable alternative. It's not really that much better than using a joystick. It's nothing like using a paddle controller. See, yesterday I was getting a lot of those ones where it opens up the exit. So the short tunes, the sound effects, title screen music, the audio is better than the arcade. Graphics are close enough to the arcade, and if you play it with a paddle controller, either a Commodore one or Atari one, most people had an Atari paddle controller kicking about. A lot of people had like a VCS before they had something like a C64, because, well, you might not actually like playing video games. Not everyone was brave enough to go into the arcades at the age of 12 like me back in the early 80s, so there you go, mate. And I did have a pound coin stolen from me in quite an aggressive way at the arcade, actually. You know that thing where you put your coin on the control panels, like to say, oh, I'm next. There were like these two geezers, they were very skinny and they're probably drug addicts, and one of them had a knife. And I said, no, that's our pound coin. And I just went home. And I never went back to that arcade ever again. It was a bit of a shithole, that arcade, like most of them. You know, I don't know what it's like in America, but you're more likely to meet the Cray twins in an arcade in London in the early 80s than you are Nolan Bushnell. Let's put it that way. Or people like Nolan Bushnell. And Nolan Bushnell did deal with people who like had guns and weren't afraid to use them. Al Alcorn will tell you a story about that. So I'm doing absolutely shit at this because I'm not getting the the exit thing. But we have got the Commodore key to cheat. But I didn't cheat yesterday. That's a bit worrying. I think I use the slow thing a lot, and the one that exits is a lot like the slow thing. So with the jitteriness, this helps. It's definitely not the C, because that catches it, and you get quite a lot of those. I'm not getting a lot of the ones with the lasers. I think I only saw that once. So yeah, like I was saying, if my mate had got it on the Amstrad, it wouldn't have really helped, because there's slowdown on the Amstrad version. Yes, I know, pathetic, isn't it? You're basically doing a Pong game, a few tiny character-sized things moving around the screen, like the ball, or those, those little twirling dervishes up at the top, whatever you want to call them. Ah, god damn it! This is actually the easiest level though. There's no point going to a new level. So I don't know how I got so far before. So yeah, like I was saying, on the Amstrad, the frame update for the visuals and the movement of the characters is not smooth, is not predictable, and is not consistent. So yeah, whatever that thing is that exits you, it's not turning up at the... Yeah, see? So my terrible gameplay, I can't actually blame on the programmers for this one. So... it's better than nothing, I guess. I suppose that it does help a little bit, but... I'm trying to make sure I get off this one level, because I've got no more spare lives now. It's actually a harder level. So now they may have fixed the slowdown problems more or less on the sequel, Revenge of Doe. That could have been the exit actually. I don't know what the exit thing looks like. those things really get in the way. The lasers come in really useful. I don't know what kind of condition the fire button is on this thing. No! Let's have one more go. Maybe it's because I haven't had any coffee yet. So yeah, I mean 1986, I had quite a lot of games, and they were good games. And something else must have come out by the time, you know, it was like, I don't know, third week in January, and then, you know, it just moved on. I would have been aware of the reviews in that, but ah! Come on. Can you escape the game? Restore used to be a thing on some games where it would reset. F7 on the early games. No, that's just slow, like your abilities at this game, Mad Commodore. So yeah, but it's a lovely game with a paddle controller. So yeah, I can just imagine, you know, bit of Christmas dinner, you're feeling like a bit lethargic because of all the saturated fat clogging up your blood, which happens almost instantly. It's not the tryptophan. I didn't have any red wine. Might have had a bit of white wine. Certainly old enough. Yeah, that's not the exit. I don't know what that was though, because it was an S. And it didn't actually slow down the ball, did it? Ah, god damn it. I don't know what that E is. Is E exit? Well, if it is, we're kind of stuffed because I'm pretty sure that's the slow down one. Nah! It's the same paddle controller. I'm not using a different one or anything. Yeah, so even if you've got a very dirty paddle controller, paddle that ass, then it still would have been playable. Am I just missing the exits, or are they not, you know, the one where the exit at the side opens, that power up? I don't know what it is. It might be the blue E. But I thought it was like reddish orange colour. But yeah, you know, like I said, so again, it's the same situation as Bubble Bobble. I didn't have an Amiga in 1986. I would have loved one for the old pixel art, but don't seem to be slowing anything down when I pick up the S, which is a bit worrying. I also got into a situation where I just had to leave the paddle controller in one place, and it would constantly come back to where it was because they kept respawning up the top. So only one more to get and no spare lives again. So we're doing terrible. I don't know why, like I said. But after I finished doing the video for Dirt Racer, I put the camera on charge and then I loaded this up. And so you can get into a situation where if they don't get in the way. But what was happening, it was on the other side of the screen. So it would the ball would constantly be hitting them as they were exiting at the top. So again, we got no spare lives left. But I did get to the Space Invader thing, which was level 5, I believe. So. I'm sure I'm picking power-ups and they're not getting activated now. Ears extend, so no. I'm going to go up to level 3. I think the first level actually has the nicest graphics. So yeah, I would never have bought it for the ST or the Amiga. But 10 quid for this game on the C64 with the ability to play it with paddle controllers is fine. Absolutely fine, because in many ways it's a better experience than playing it on the mouse. Oh crap, that wasn't really helpful. Didn't actually watch. God damn it. Right, well, my favourite graphic is actually the first one, because I don't like these things here. They're meant to be like circuit boardy. And this is the same background as level 1 actually, so I was trying to aim it so it goes in there, isn't it? Imagine if that was actually animated. Bit risky doing that actually. Bit risky. Almost worked. That's the one. So I didn't play this yesterday, so that might have been an exit. Oh crap. I cannot get to that thing, even if it is an exit. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is that one. So yeah, just like with Bubble Bobble, you know, on balance, you know, if you factor in the fact that it's only 10 quid, you're better off getting the C64 version anyway. You didn't really need to buy like the Amiga version of this. There's no point. Plus, C64 version has better music, and the entire game is there anyway, so it's not like you're missing out on anything. God damn it. Yeah, I just want to see different backgrounds that look, yeah, they're the same. This seems deceptively easy. So obviously I didn't have any cheats when I played these games. So I'm sure with enough practice and a paddle controller, I've got extra life. Don't lose it now though. I don't think I've got any power-ups at the moment, so... yeah, I don't want that. It's more useful at the moment. I think when they hit you, it fires off anyway eventually. See, I don't want to lose this power up, so you have to avoid some power ups. And it's part of the skill. So, like I said, it's a fantastic game. It does everything. It even has beatbox sounds in quite a nice fusion song. One of Martin Galway's best. I would have loved this tune back then too. You know, the whole, you know, what was it called? Deaf Guide and all that kind of like mid-80s kind of like way of talking to the kids, rad and all that, and you know, beatbox sounds and I ain't listened to music in the charts. Pretty much all the music in the charts was shit. That was iffy, that was. Very iffy, sir. Ah! So this is my favourite background. So if that's the only thing I would say. I don't like these backgrounds. The colours are not close enough together. There could be a technical reason for that, but yeah. Arkanoid is one of those games where I regret not buying it actually. I didn't play it for a long time. I couldn't tell you when I first played Arkanoid. Probably at the earliest it would have been mid to late 90s when I was like buying C64 games. Again, mail order from CompuMart, places like that. So yeah, I used to buy games off this guy off CompuMart, and then I just stopped. I was like, I think I just got them from boot sales, and then Yahoo Auctions was a thing. But anyway, the thing is, even though I owned an ST, and even if I had an Amiga, I would love this game. So it's a bubble bobble situation. So there you go, mate.